Hey guys, Jason here, Samco Workshop. We're out hunting and just got done doing a loop through here for the first one this morning and looking for hogs. But I want to take a second because the way the wheels are when I noticed them when I parked here. We're going to talk for a second about lockers. Do you need lockers? Are they that valuable for you? Short answer, it depends. My answer, yes. Have I ever been stuck in this truck? No. Why? Because I have lockers. Does that mean I would have not got through it if I, or that I would have got through it if I didn't have lockers? I don't know. I have used the rear locker in this at least 6 times without fail. 6 times, 17,000 miles. I've owned it since, so I've owned it like 6 months. But at least 6 times on the rear locker. Probably close to 3 times on the front locker. Does that mean, again, that I wouldn't have got through there if I didn't turn on that front locker? It doesn't mean that I might have, I might not have. I will never know. I have the lockers so that I don't get stuck. Now, there's only been 3 occasions that I've actually tried to go through with my rear locker, usually mud, these kind of things that we see right here, these nasty, 3 feet deep holes that we get in here that are just caked with that peanut butter mud in the bottom. And if you look up there, you can see another hole. Now that one up there is more clear. Okay, that one is actually more of a hard bottom and not too bad. This one rutted out and super soft peanut butter mud underneath there. And when you get into those kind of things, 3 times I've been in those with my rear locker engaged, couldn't make it. Like I could feel myself not making it and start spinning on my back end and losing momentum. And so I engaged the front locker and then I was able to pull right through it. So for me, lockers are very valuable out here because of the mud. If you are somebody who's going to be running out west, you're going to be running hills, you're going to be doing obstacles, things of that nature, the limited slip differentials that are in these vehicles with the computer controlled algorithms and the limited slip on there, they do a fantastic job. Like you have Toyota has got their MTS system, or you got A-Track that really tightens up that and almost makes it like a locker. Ford has got the front, like in their Super Duties and stuff, and on their F-150 Tremors, they got that Torsen front limited slip, and then the Super Duties have got the Dana Super 60 with a limited slip. So you got some, and Jeep's limited slip is second to none. So you have a lot of really good capability with that stuff in there. The advantage to a locker, in my opinion, and in my environment, is in the mud. Probably also in the rocks, is because of the fact that I get 0 wheel slip, 0 wheel spin. With all those limited slip systems, you have to break a wheel free on the front or on any of them, but you have to break one of those front or the back ones has to break free for the other one to then engage. And as soon as that stops, and it bounces back and forth, and it's not a true locked up system. Where when I lock this up, both wheels are spinning at the exact same time and I don't lose any traction. I don't get any wheel spin if I don't want to, which is giving me the most amount of traction. And I have that torque divided equally between the left and the right side, giving me that pure, true power. So is it worth it? Yes, in my opinion, full lockers are definitely worth it. Are they mandatory? No, like I said, not at all. And there's a lot of vehicles like today in technology, they'll get you through a lot of great things. Would I ever not have them again? I don't think so. I don't know, but I love them. I straight up love them. You can see by looking at them, look at the mud that's caked in here already. I mean, this whole road, as you can see, that's my track coming in here. I mean, this road is just muck and mud. I came through it at like 3 miles an hour, but you can see how clogged up all 4 tires are here with mud. Okay, having the traction, be able to get as much traction as you can in mud is very paramount. You got 4 corners of a machine, 4 different wheels, and being able to get 4 wheels of traction is just vital. It's just that important to me. And to be able to do it, notice that my wheels are covered in mud. That road is a mess. That road's an absolute mucky mess all the way through there. Wheels covered in mud, but I don't have a lot of mud on the side of my Jeep, because I was able to go through it nice and slow and not cover all that stuff. Remember, mud is the worst thing for your vehicle. It is going to draw moisture and stuff out. It's going to dry rot your seals. It's going to ruin your brakes. It's going to ruin your electrical components. It's going to coat everything, which then can hold moisture and turns into rust. Mud is the worst thing you can do to a vehicle. Notice I just did a whole half mile of this nasty road, as you can see, and yet I don't look that muddy. Why? Because I was able to go very slow. Now, I did not have to engage the lockers on this particular stretch here, but I was able to go super, super slow and not, you know, throw mud everywhere and get covered in everything and wreck my vehicle. So the lockers give you that ability to be very slow, very controlled, take very good care of things, and not damage nothing. Now we got mud inside the wheel wells here where it's hitting, but again, we're doing pretty good. We're not too wrecked out. I mean, and this thing's usually, as you guys know, you see it's covered in mud. But by doing that, we have that control. Now, another nice advantage to a locker is that I can clear the mud out quickly. Now, that may sound crazy because with a limited slip, if I gun that throttle, once one wheel starts to spin, then the other one is going to engage and start to spin as well too. It slows the other one down. The traction control does its thing and tries to help you. But by having lockers, it's very easy for me to just real quickly, whoom, hit that gas real quick. And it's going to spin. If I'm fully locked up with all four tires, a quick vroom on the throttle will spin all four and throw that mud out of there, clearing the mud out, getting rid of these patches, and giving me traction again in there. Okay, it gives me that chance to get a second shot. Like you can see how clogged up this wheel is. And if I were to hit that real fast on that throttle, just give it a quick pop, you know, literally a 1 second deal, and spin needs to maybe say 100 RPM real fast, it's going to throw all that stuff out, but then I have that traction again. With limited slip, you can do kind of the same thing, but I have to spin that for a lot longer. And then I'm going to start digging holes. So with this setup in the mud, I can clear them quickly without digging the holes. It's a nice feature. So again, are they mandatory? Probably for most people, no, not at all. But for out here and what I'm doing, I really think they are. I would not ever not have them. And with my Taser Mini, the ability to engage that lockers, I can run in 4 and 2 high. I can run my rear locker in 2 high, and which I do a lot. And I can run my rear locker in 4 high, and in 4 high I can also run my front locker, and in 4 low I can run both of them. That's because of that Taser Mini. If I didn't have that Taser Mini, I could not run a locker in 2-wheel drive. In 4 high I could run a rear locker, and I'd have to go into 4 low to run the front and the rear. But having those lockers, super valuable. I would never, I won't ever, if I have the option and the money and I'm fortunate enough to be able to buy a vehicle with front and rear lockers, I will continue to do so. For me, it's that important out here in the mud. And it's mainly the mud. Anything else I'm not too worried about. Water, crossings, any of that kind of stuff, not a big deal. But it is the mud. In the mud, and being able to have that control and that steering, and be able to keep the wheels from spinning where I can actually be controlled. Because in mud, once you spin those wheels, you start sliding off. You start losing track. You're in trouble. Having that all 4-corner solid traction control of a real locker and not having to break traction unless I want to is a beautiful, beautiful thing in my opinion. So, like I said, are they worth it? Yeah, they're worth it. They're 100% worth it. Are they mandatory? No, but worth it? Yes, 100%. There's a reason that I bought that Rubicon versus a Mojave or versus anything else, and it is that front locker, and I am so glad I did. So hopefully that helps you get some insight. You know, again, never got this truck stuck. Why? I have front lockers. that's why, because I use them when I need to, and I don't get stuck. And that's what it's all about for me. If I get this stuck, I'll be pretty bummed out, because this thing's way more capable than I use it for. But I do not get stuck, and I honestly believe the reason for that a lot of times is having all that locker capability. Thanks for watching.